This phone was donated by Bob Faggard from the Finneyville mine, McIntyre. It's it works with a magneto, and all the mines had phones like that. Even up there, number 9 had them kind of phones. It's pretty neat.
I'm sitting at the desk of the dispatcher's area down in Saxton, up in the railroad shops. It used to be Ernesto's motor company. And the dispatcher's desk was very important because the dispatcher dispatched the train orders for the Huntington and Broad Top Mountain Railroad. Well, we have the original desk here, which was donated to us by the Saxton Volunteer Fire Company. This and a lot of other things in the Huntington and Broad Top Mountain Railroad room recalls the history of this famous railroad. And like I said, it was chartered in 1852 and last operated in the spring of 1954 when number 38 was used to scrap the railroad and take all the equipment to Huntington to Long Siding, where it stayed for a number of months and then eventually was sold for scrap. We were in the Shope's Run Railroad branch. The Huntington and Broad Top Mountain Railroad, of course, was constructed to Saxton, 1855-56, to ship coal originally from the first mine at Dudley. And in this room, you can follow the Shope's Run branch starting at Middletown, Coalmont, and at Minersville. The coke ovens were constructed to take coal and coke down to Saxton to serve the furnaces there, coke ovens there, and also brought up coal on Shope's Run to the different homes along Shope's Run. And of course, coal was mined from a number of coal mines up Shope's Run, starting at the branch line Hickory Hill, and from there up Shope's Run to Coalmont, Dudley, Minersville, and concluding at Broad Top City. The history of the Broad Top coal field originally involved the western side of the coal field, Hickory Hill mines, 6 Mile Run area mines, Round Knob, then jumping over to Saxton and going up the side of the mountain to the mines along Shope's Run. However, around 1870, coal mines were discovered in the Robertsdale area, coal deposits, including the original William Houck mine, which was located at Robertsdale and later become number 1 Rock Hill Iron and Coal Company mine. And the eastern side of the coal field was established by the Roberts family of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to produce coal to be shipped to the iron furnaces at Rock Hill, Pennsylvania. In time, several coal mines were opened on the eastern side, including mines at Robertsdale, and there were 5 at one time, and then expanding a mile south to Woodville to the number 6 shaft mine. And from there, mines were extended further south to number 9, and then from that period on, the mines were numbered as surface mining operations. This also resulted in the construction of the narrow gauge East Broad Top Railroad in 1874, which served Robertsdale and Woodville clear up until 1956, when the railroad was closed. You've just seen some interesting photos of the Robertsdale area and coal mines of the Rock Hill Iron and Coal Company. This particular picture gives us a good shot of the main part of the Robertsdale area. The number 1 coal mine Tipple, and the number 1 mine seen to the left, and a locomotive of the East Broad Top Railroad moving south towards the number 5 coal mine of the Rock Hill Iron and Coal Company, the slope mine at Robertsdale. And if we look over here, we see a model of the slope mine. This particular mine, or this replica, was created by Ron Pearson. Ron is involved with railroading, the East Broad Top Railroad, and the Friends of the East Broad Top, which we work with on a cooperative basis, promoting and preserving the history and heritage of coal mining and the East Broad Top Railroad. This is a shot of the famous photo of the East Broad Top coal miners standing in the front of the number 5 slope mine at Robertsdale. Charlie's going to demonstrate a telephone. This telephone was located down in the number 9 coal mine at Woodville, and we're in the Woodville area now, and we're going to talk a little bit about the history of Woodville. Charlie's going to demonstrate he's going to try to get a hold of someone down in the number 9 coal mine. Apparently they're on strike. Like Robertsdale, a sister coal mining town of Wood, or Woodville as it was known in the beginning, became history in about 1891, when the East Broad Top Railroad was constructed south to Woodville. And there were a number of mines located in this area, including the scene that you just saw of number 7 and 8. They were twin mines, one on top of each other, which is rather unusual for the layout of coal mines. And now we're going to step into the area of Joler and Jacobs, where the East Broad Top Railroad also reached to haul coal to the main line, and then north to Rock Hill Furnace, and then on to Mount Union for connection with the Pennsylvania Railroad. And Charlie Grayson will be talking about the Joler mine area.